Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1235 Larkspur Lane Northwest here in Salem. We're located on the rooftop. We're going through the 4-inch cast iron vent and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. When we get down to the base of the vent here, we'll zero out the camera length counter and we'll refer to the bottom of the vent as the point of access. Alright, here we go. It transitions here at about 6 feet over to 4-inch concrete pipe. We'll take a look at this joint here on the way out. It's all drained. Alright, here at 45 feet we have reached the main lateral connection. I'm going to do locates to verify where the line terminates at, and we'll let it drain out completely before rolling back. I located the camera head successfully out the main on Larkspur Lane. Now the flow line of the concrete here is showing some wear. We've got aggregate showing through. It's not, at least at this point here, not quite ready for an update, but it's getting close. And we've got a small belly here in the line. We also have a little bit of debris sitting here too. This is, that amount of water though is down below a quarter of, or it's about a 1/16 of an inch if that, which is not concerning. Generally you need at least 5 feet of pipe with at least an inch of standing water. And that's where I start to see debris collect in the line. Another spot with some minor standing water. Again, this is down below at about a 1/16 of an inch of water here. See, we have very little debris to speak of collected in that spot. Yeah, and this is one of those spots I wanted to look at on the way out here. It looked like there's a couple joints in the line here that are showing some separation, but nothing major. And then we've got this one here. This joint here is actually pulled apart a fair amount. This is one that could potentially be open to the ground. It's kind of hard to say. The bottom of it's kind of opened up here. We've got about, I'll try and measure this here. It's roughly an inch of separation. Inch or so. And it's really hard to say. A lot of these concrete joints have overlap, so it's possible it's still connected. The way I'm looking at this line right now, the amount of aggregate rock that's showing through at this point, if you were to do a spot repair on this, I would, at that point, I would just fully update by doing a pipe liner in it. It's still functioning. There's no roots coming through or anything like that at this point. But it's one of those that it's not quite ready for update, but if you do any type of spot repair on it at all, you might as well do a full liner and just update the entire thing. It's not a terribly significant issue, but it's possible it is allowing water or sewage to escape out into the ground here. It's very hard to tell that without having some type of leak detection done. But it's spread apart enough there that it's entirely possible. So for that reason, I recommend a spot repair here, but like I said before, in my opinion, if you're going to go ahead with a repair, you might as well do an epoxy liner on this thing as it drains out really nicely. There'd be no reason to trench or dig it up or anything of that nature. You could just do a liner on it and fully update it at that point. To spot repair this line at this point, with as well as it functions, that joint there I would call more of a technicality than a significant issue. We do have water standing at it, which is a good sign. If it's not standing, it means it's seeping out through there. So for the most part here, it looks like that joint is still fairly sealed off, but it is potentially open to the ground. Anyway, that's kind of how I'm looking at that one at this point. We've got good flow all the way to the main lateral. The concrete pipe itself is in I would call rough to fair condition, depending on where you're at. It still has some life, but anyway, it's one that I'm not sure needs a full update at this point, but it will at some point in the near future, before the aggregate rock and the concrete line deteriorates too much. At this time, it is functioning. Just for the purposes of in the event a spot repair happens here, I'll push out and do an X marking at that location, but I've already kind of stated my reasoning there for, I'd recommend it because it's separated, but like I said, it's one that if you're going to go through the effort to do that, you might as well throw the money into doing a full update and just take care of it all. Alright, located this in the front yard area, about 8 feet 6 inches deep for reference purposes, but that is marked with a big X. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera out. If any repair work is done, I do recommend a rescope to make sure it was done correctly.